everything I'm saying, please come up and say something. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
So again, I'm gonna ask anybody. Okay, thank you. A brother, he's coming up, and he's all the way from New York City, y'all. So we definitely apologize for coming out tonight. Thank you so much. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Thank you, Tawanda. That was a really inspiring speech. I'm so sorry for your loss, but nobody should be put in this situation, but it's horrible. My name's Ben. I'm with the group Dare to Struggle and Families Demanding Justice. We have helped put on the National Day of Protest to stop police brutality this year. It's a nationwide protest. There's 21 protests happening today. And, I just want to talk a little bit about, what Families Demanding Justice is and why October 22nd is so important. So, Families Demanding Justice is a national network of impacted families that have lost loved ones to police brutality, coming together to fight back against the cops, to seek justice for their loved ones, and to end police brutality once and for all. And those are big goals. And, the strategy that Families Demanding Justice takes is to, organize outside of the system and to build a militant mass movement to combat police brutality, to challenge the ruling class, and to get justice for families. Families Demanding Justice doesn't push for legislation or reforms. We feel that the only solution to police brutality is masses of people coming together, rising up, and tackling the system head on. The founding of this country was built on genocide, was built on slavery, was built on murder, and there's no reforming that out of existence. And really what needs to be pushed for is, people coming together and fighting back. So we're building up for October 22nd. This movement is really important. It was started in the late 90s and was always led by families who've lost loved ones. And has had thousands of people coming out, going to police precincts, confronting the cops, refusing to back down because of repression. And, really highlights the need for Black and brown people, for oppressed people to come together, speak out on their experiences, and expose what's going on. And we're taking it up again because that kind of movement is what's needed, Families need to lead this shit. People under the gun of police brutality need to lead this shit. We can't let leadership be nonprofits, be politicians, be people looking to make money out of this. Really, the only answer to end police brutality is those who really want it to end leading the fight. So that's why we've taken up October 22nd. That's why Families Demanding Justice was formed, to tackle police brutality, to take this shit on. And if you're down with that message, whether you're an impacted family member or just a person who gives a fuck, you should get in contact with us. You should link up with us and go out to masses of people to organize resistance against this genocidal system that we live under. Fight back against police brutality, unite all who can be united, and let's end this shit once and for all.
Yeah. Yes.
Stop the killing, stop the lies.
Stop the killing, stop the rise.
No more stolen lives.
No more stolen lives.
Stop the killing, stop the lies.
Stop the killing, stop the lies.
No more stolen lives.
No more stolen lives.
Justice for Tyrone West.
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 For killer cops, there's only one solution.
Killer cops, there's only one solution.
Fuck the pigs, we need a revolution.
Fuck the pigs, we need a revolution.
For killer cops, there's only one solution.
Cops, there's only one solution.
Fuck the pigs, we need a revolution.
Fuck the pigs, we need a revolution.
Justice for Tyrone West.
Justice for Tyrone West.
And all people impacted by police violence.
Woo!
Justice for Dante Milton.
Justice for Dante Melton.
y'all, in East Baltimore, in the same district that killed my brother, killed Darnell Rochester. Young teenager, should have been graduating from high school, only 18 years old. Literally. Murdered for no reason. They had no reason for a so-called traffic stop, and they shot him. They shot his baby, stole his life away from him. So disgusting. And his mother's forced out into the streets every week fighting for accountability for Darnell Rochester. Literally, Northeast Police District is dangerous and daily. That's where the gun trace task force come from, because that's what Keller Louise is a part of that gun trace task force. And I don't know if y'all don't know what the gun trace task force, there was a corrupt that was robbing people, murdering them, planting drugs, doing all types of foolishness.
They're the ones that burnt this CVS.
They're the ones that burnt this CVS down. They're the ones that went in here and stole drugs up out of it.
That's right.
They're the ones. And then the crazy part, when I reported earlier, we was out here when everything erupted. And I remember elderly people was coming to the community meetings and was saying how they saw police officers, and I put it out there, but people was looking at me like I had an eyeball in the middle of my forehead. Oh, police officers wouldn't do such things. And literally, after my brother was murdered, assassinated, 2 days later, now what robbers do you know that's going to come breaking somebody out without, they didn't force an entry. The only people that had my keys and my brother's keys was Keller Louise and them, right? When they listed him as a John Doe, even though he had his identification on him. And it was pretty much showing up in the independent foolishness. So we know my brother had his ID. And when they broke in my brother's house, where they messed up at, the dummies dropped my brother's ID card right outside his house. And who found it? His sister, his little sister. I found my brother's ID card. He never had a duplicate copy of nothing. The corruption is real, y'all. They broke in his house, set all my brother's stuff out on the street. What robber breaks in the house and set flat screen TVs out, Jordans out, sweatsuits out, artwork out? Who does that? And people were telling me that they thought my brother got set out in the middle of the night. They started grabbing stuff. But that's what the pigs do. They set the stage so everybody can take the bait. They set the stage. And never forget Detective Suter, who I heard was a good cop, who had information on the pigs, and they took him out and said that he committed suicide. Like, we stupid. They said he committed suicide. First they went from saying, oh, it was somebody in the community wearing a black jacket with a white stripe on the back of it, and they put a ransom amount of money because they thought somebody was going to throw somebody under the bus, and ain't nobody fall for the bitch. Nobody fell for it. Then it went from, oh, well, they ain't fall for the bait. So now this man committed suicide with a suit on in the alley. After he just came from Jamaica for his son just got married. So who's going to commit suicide if you see a beautiful time where your child get married, you just come from Jamaica, and then he was investigating, y'all, get this, he was investigating dirty officers. He was investigating this kid that got killed in West Baltimore by a crooked cop. He was investigating it. And he was going to tell all, and they killed him. They assassinated him. You can't make this stuff up. So again, before we start reading the sad names, because I respect everybody's time, and I know it's late, do anybody want to say anything? Mic check.
Mic check.
Good evening, everyone. Brothers and sisters in the Penn North neighborhood, in case you haven't heard us earlier this evening, this is a rally against police brutality, police murder, police terrorism. We demand an end to this, and we want those cops that are guilty in jail. So I just want to lead a few more chants. First, for Dante Melton. Hey, hey, here's what we say.
Hey, hey, here's what we say.
Accountability for Dante.
Accountability for Dante.
Hey, hey, here's what we say.
Hey, hey, here's what we say.
Accountability for Dante.
Accountability for Dante.
All night, all day.
All night, all day.
We will fight for Dante.
We will fight for Dante.
All night, all day.
All night, all day.
We will fight for Dante.
We will fight for Dante.
Turn up, can't do less. We do this for Tyrone West.
will do this for Tyrone West.
Turn up, can't do less. We do this for Tyrone West.
Turn up, can't do less. We do this for Tyrone West.
And the next chant comes from a song that Tawanda wrote. Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Till killer cops are in cell blocks.
Till killer cops are in cell blocks.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Till killer cops are in cell blocks.
Till killer cops are in cell blocks.
And I'm not giving a speech tonight. I just want to hold up the Challenge newspaper. It's a revolutionary communist paper that gives a lot of attention to the fight against police brutality as part of crushing this system and building something much better. So we have some here with the paper. If you haven't got one before, please take a copy. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Uncle Bill. Mic check.
Mic check.
This sign has names on it from top to bottom. All the names up top are people who were murdered by Baltimore City Police in Baltimore city limits. The bottom of the list are just Maryland residents, so killed in other jurisdictions. And this is only like a fifth of the list that's available. This is only a fifth. These top three were killed in 8 days in June.
Hey.
In like relatively this area. And then I also want to bring up that we chose this area because of also the mysterious overdoses that have been happening around here. And all I gotta say is my ideology is no drug dealer is going to kill his clientele. So where are these fucking tainted drugs coming from?
Cell blocks to killer cops.
Cell blocks to killer cops. Where are these tainted drugs coming from that are harming these people? Who's the kingpin behind that? Maybe BTV, who knows? But we know that they run guns, they run drugs, and they run a whole entire criminal organization through this city. The only ones that went to jail was like 6 or 8 GTTF members? GTTF was way bigger than that. And all they did was rename it to district action teams, and then they renamed it again, like whatever the fuck they're calling them now. All I'm telling you is that all these dirty pigs were not sent to jail. They were not sent to jail. And the state's attorney is in bed with them, literally. Literally. Ruiz is married to Michelle Battle, who is the state's attorney. And that's why Ivan Bates will not reopen Tyrone's case. So either we need intervention on the Attorney General level, or we need the feds to come the fuck in here like they did with the GTTF and clean house with these motherfuckers. Mic check.
Mic check.
And I believe that the gun trace task force, Ruiz, his little gang, I believe that they put a hit on my cousin Tavon Anderson. Because literally my cousin Tavon Anderson was an activist with me out here fighting on these streets. And literally, he was murdered. He was murdered literally on like election night. Like he was the first black man to do inauguration night. He was the first black man to be murdered. And the crazy part, I was just on the news talking about Killer Ruiz a half hour before my cousin was killed by a white serial killer. That they hushed my family to be quiet about. That he killed like 5 or 6 people. Everett Swartz. And I'm saying it, not my family, Tawanda Jones saying it. They know I don't have no filter, that's why they mess with me, but I don't care, and I keep putting them out of there. So they can play with me if they want to. Mic check. Oh, they the gang, we know damn well we ain't no gang. Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad you're okay, sweetheart. But we got another victim out here, and guess what? All victims don't die. This young man survived. He was hit by a police officer. Literally hit by a police. He got gas showing his gas in his stomach and everything. He could have been killed. And like my sister, they went up in her house, literally, and held her family hostage. You know, and that's how I met her. Like, I keep meeting victims. I keep meeting victims of these same killers that murdered my brother. And so you know the retaliation real, because they can't pay me to shut up. I took my name off for $1 million. They wanted to hush and silence me. Oh no, I told them take that money and stick it where the sun don't shine. Because you're not going to shut me up to talk about my brother. And I took 50 G's out my own pocket and got my brother body examined. I did that. So they know I wasn't taking no blood money or none of that. And it's sad because the families deserve money because you took their lowest. My brother's children deserve the money that they got because they took his father for providing from him. They gave him pennies. They go down and took care of him for the rest of their life because they killed him. So my whole point is we will not stop fighting until we get accountability for all the victims of police brutality and murder. Literally, and even a survivor victim. Because a lot of guys like him, he's a survivor. Thank God my sister's survivor. You know, so again, we're going to keep on fighting. So tonight, we're going to read off this long list. It's really sad. And I don't know if my song was in, but I would just like to take 1 minute. I don't know, can somebody check the time? And I just want to let y'all know the names that we hearing. We only get these names. The names you all want to hear tonight. I apologize.
8:27.
All right, but please check.
8:27, sorry.
Wait a minute. Wait a few seconds. But I just want to read my disclaimer. The names that we get, that we read every week to y'all, we don't have no additional information on who was involved with the murder or anything, right? All we know that they were murdered and they are victims. And at the end of the day, a murder's a murder, and I don't wish death on anyone. I don't even wish death on the ones that murdered my brother. I don't wish death on anyone, because that's a horrible thing to wish, and that's something that nobody family can sustain. Because at the end of the day, you have a victim and you have the predator, and both of the families care about the predator and the victim. And it's a sad thing. Murder is murder, and it's heartbreaking, and I don't wish that type of pain on anyone. But I said on to say we don't have no additional information. I don't want to trigger nobody. So if it seems like this might be a time to walk away or whatever, because it's heartbreaking. But we know that all the victims don't get murdered, right? But tonight we're just uplifting these names that we get off of a national list, right? And we're going to say their names just out of respect and care. We're coming from a caring place, and we believe in mediation. We believe that if you can sit together at a table to talk about it, y'all can walk away from it. Even if y'all agree to disagree, y'all can still walk away. And then both families will survive, because guess what? When somebody dies in your family, it kills the whole family, y'all. Y'all don't understand, like, this renewed me. I was quiet before they killed my brother. I used to be the teacher that would look and tell my class at graduation time, find a place on the back of the wall, don't look, because we're going to be nervous, we're going to be nervous. Now I don't give a damn, I talk in front of crowds. Y'all took stuff from my family, y'all could never take that. But I said all this to say, let's just take, now we can start. Let's take a minute. If you're in the prayer, say a prayer. If you're in the positive thoughts, let's just take a minute of silence and stand together for all the victims all around the world tonight. Sonia Massey, Dante Milton, the list goes on, Tyrone West, Anthony Anderson, everybody, right? Let's take a minute just for all the victims, even the ones that survived. Take a minute for all the victims of police brutality right now. What's the time?
8:29.
8:29. Let me know when we get to 8:30. Mic check.
Mic check. Okay.
Thank y'all. And never forget Freddie Gray, y'all. This is why CBS had got burned down when the GTS force went up in there, and they thought they was grocery shopping for drugs, man. It's crazy. But my heart and soul still goes out to Freddie Gray family. Alright. Who has the list? Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
This week, we only have one new name for community violence. His name is Darius Hines.
Darius Hines.
Thank you, everybody. Mic check.
Mic check.
Thank you, Nicole. And I forgot, you guys, to tell y'all, because I'm so caught up in national police brutality, but we also, like I said, it's the same game. We also are here for the victims of community violence as well. And that was my community violence list. Now we're going to start our national list. Mic check.
Mic check.
In the 2-week period from from October the 1st to October the 15th, just very recently, in just that 2 weeks, the police have killed 43 people in the United States.
Shame.
And brutalized probably about 60 people for each one of them. Large number of people. For anyone here with us or listening nearby, we're going to uphold the names of all those recently killed by the police. So if you could repeat the names to honor them after I say it, that would be very good. And there's 3 of us who are going to go through this list because there are so many. On October the 1st in Datsell, South Carolina, 49 years old, Wendell Chisholm.
Wendell Chisholm.
In Yukon, Oklahoma, again on October the 1st, David Rawson.
David Rawson.
In Highland, California, again on October the 1st, 65 years old, Richard Williams.
Richard Williams.
In Galveston, Texas, on the 2nd, 44 years old, Chris Hoyne.
Chris Hoyne.
And there were 3 women killed in this 2-week period by police. I'm about to say the name of the first one. In Monteo, North Carolina, on the 2nd of October, 49 years old, Denny Winslow.
Denny Winslow.
In St. Paul's, North Carolina, on the 2nd again, 25 years old, Joshua Hunt.
Joshua Hunt.
In Honolulu, Hawaii, this is everywhere, on the 2nd, 50 years old, Sonny Slofili.
Sonny Sofili.
Phoenix, Arizona, on the 2nd, 58 years old, Victor Altamirano.
Victor Altamirano.
On the 4th of October in Alexandria, Tennessee, 48 years old, Gary Ashford.
Gary Ashford.
On the 5th in Martinsburg, West Virginia, 29 years old, David Brown.
David Brown.
In Houston, Texas, on the 5th, a man whose age has not been revealed and the name has been withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
Ashe. And for those unfamiliar with it, Ashe is a Yoruba word meaning let it be so. And we mean let it be so that the cops who did these things should be in cell blocks. In New York City on the 5th, again, a man whose age has not yet been revealed and whose name has been withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
Jonathan Pierce.
Ashe.
Jonathan Pierce. You skipped Jonathan Pierce.
I did? Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you. Marion Center, Pennsylvania, on the 5th, 34 years old, Jonathan Pierce Jr.
Jonathan Pierce Jr.
And the last name I'll be upholding this evening, Pinellas Park, Pinellas Park, Florida, on the 5th, 42 years old, Eric Tunn.
Eric Tom.
So now we have our second person to continue the shameful list.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Continuing on October 5th in El Centro, California, we have a male whose age is unknown and whose name was withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe. On the 6th in Gladewater, Texas, our second female on the list, 43-year-old Amanda Allen.
Amanda Allen.
Also on the 6th in Plaquemine, Louisiana, 27-year-old male, Latrell Clark.
Latrell Clark.
Again on the 6th in Alsip, Illinois, a female whose age is unknown and whose name was withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
Ashe. Moving on to October 7th in Lakeview, Oregon, 74-year-old male, David Dillon.
David Dillon.
Also on the 7th in Toledo, Ohio, a 22-year-old male, Zachary Reed.
Zachary Reed.
Again on the 7th in Reedsville, North Carolina, 31-year-old male, Siobhan Smith.
Siobhan Smith.
On the 7th again in Piney, Arkansas, 34-year-old male, Anthony Dean.
Anthony Dean.
Moving on to October 8th in Greencastle, Pennsylvania, 31-year-old male, Lamar Floyd.
Lamar Floyd.
Also on the 8th in Grove City, Ohio, 32-year-old male, Dominique Birdsong.
Dominique Birdsong.
Again on the 8th, here in Dundalk, Maryland, 55-year-old male, Robert Adams.
Robert Adams.
Again on the 8th in Queen Creek, Arizona, 72-year-old male, Bradley Bauer.
Bradley Bauer.
Also on the 8th in El Mirage, Arizona, 44-year-old male, Jeremy Preckle.
Jeremy Preckle.
And moving on to October 9th, the final name that I will read on this list, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 26-year-old male, Elijah Wilkes.
Elijah Wilkes.
And I'll pass it on for the last remainder of the list. Mic check.
Mic check.
I went to a different rally earlier today, and I was sharing with them what I share all the time when I'm reading this list. Is back when I first started in this movement, police were killing on average about 3 people a day, about like between 13 and 1,500 a year, and now they've escalated to between like 5 and 6 a day. As you've heard, like just the 5th alone had, I think, like 7 people. And it's getting exponentially worse. So also on October 9th in Youngstown, Ohio, 28-year-old male Arthur Mitchell.
Arthur Mitchell.
Also on the 9th in Las Cruces, New Mexico, 50-year-old male Philip Mullen.
Philip Mullen.
Also on the 9th in Washington, D.C., 45-year-old male Marco Moore.
Marco Moore.
On the 10th in Garden City, Colorado, a male whose age and name are unknown.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
On the 10th in Corona, California, 50-year-old male Agustin Calvillo.
Agustin Cavillo.
On the 11th of October in Atlanta, Georgia, 44-year-old male Linton Blackwell.
Linton Blackwell.
On the 11th in Phoenix, Arizona, 47-year-old male Francisco Barcenas.
Francisco Barcenas.
On the 12th in Warren, Ohio, 41-year-old male Brad Bailey.
Brad Bailey.
On the 12th of October in Columbus, Ohio, 18-year-old male Tashawn Davis.
Tashawn Davis.
So on the 12th in Paris, Missouri, 57-year-old Charles Armour.
Charles Armour.
On the 13th in Bonifay, Florida, a male whose name and age are unknown.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
On the 14th of October in South Bend, Indiana, we don't know the gender, the age, or the name.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
On the 15th of October in San Antonio, Texas, 36-year-old male Odon Bustos.
Odon Bustos.
On the 15th in Eagle Point, Oregon, gender, age, and name are unknown.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
And last on the 15th in Northport, Alabama, a 38-year-old male Matthew Matherson.
Matthew Lapperson.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Thank you. Thank you, Adina. Thank you, Uncle Bill. Thank you, my beautiful sister. Thank y'all for sharing saying this. I know it's a hard thing to do. And I want to thank everybody out here. And thank y'all for allowing us to come in the community, to bring awareness. And just thank y'all. I just want y'all to be safe out here. Be reported. And then it's sad because like you report it, you might get killed. Like this is done if you did, you done if you don't. But just remember, live to love to live. I love you all and watch out for the false narrative. Because as I look at this subway, I remember when they shut down the subway for the babies that was a problem when they were trying to start the purge and they met the babies at Mondawmin Station. They said they put in the police, the FOP put out a report that said that the children was going to be purging and they was going to do all this chaotic foolishness at Mondawmin Mall and they was going to be rioting, looting, and all that foolishness. And they shut the subway down and the babies had to walk and mothers were all there and they were greeted by men and women with armor suits on. It was a lie, which is what they wanted to do. It was targeting our babies. And it's so sad every since the uprising, our babies have been under attack.
Yes,
Everything has been about the teenagers. If you watch Fox 40 Live, they highlight the babies every day in a negative way. They will give a baby, a teenager, 80 years, but a killer cop won't even get a cell block. Something needs to change.
That's
We
right.
love our babies, we support our babies, and we're going to fight to the end for our babies, our community. Live to love to live. I love you all.